Welcome back, everybody. And sorry for the long break, but it's going to get even longer. I do have to give you some updates on what's going on here. So, the next prelim match is supposed to be between NoRegreT from Storm Gaming against puCK from Flipside Tactics. Now, those of you who were watching me stream the Dust League Season 1 Team League playoffs earlier, you know that both those teams are in the playoffs. And guess what? NoRegreT's in the middle of a clan war. So I was a little worried about it, but it is what it is. So right now, NoRegreT is still playing against Team Exile 5 for their round of 4. And I might add that Team Gravity was in it, but we lost to Dust. Anyways, so until NoRegreT loses, he's kind of stuck playing there for a bit. So we might have to wait a little. It is an all-kill format clan war as well. So that's kind of why, this could be a bit. But while we wait on that, it's going to be worth it because these are going to be two top NA players going at it in a PvZ. And we all know NoRegreT's play style. As far as puCK, he has his own tricks too up his sleeve. So it will be worth the wait. I'm sure of it. And then, of course, after that, we're going to have Tasia, not Parting, Tasia versus Solar. I kept saying Parting earlier. I don't know why, but I meant to say Tasia. So Tasia versus Solar for a really nice best of 7 headliner match. So anyways, in the meantime, I can talk to you guys about, some of the partners that have helped make Team Gravity Fight Night a reality. I mean, recently we've been making our move to Azubu TV, as you guys can see, and it's really worked out well. I mean, Azubu has given us a fantastic platform. They're very supportive of this event, and really it's all about bringing you guys, some of the best players that StarCraft has to offer, and really just, having these finite events for the community to enjoy. We also have fantastic partners as well in Matcherino, and I've talked a lot about them as far as using their service to donate to the prize pool. Not just Fight Night, but just even any tournament or show match in general that uses them, that's partnered with them. Great service. And then I haven't talked about them much today, but they're going to come into play later on. That's Spawning Tool. And Spawning Tool, is a group that we've worked with for quite a while now. They are a service that aggregates replays of games from different tournaments, show matches. Generally speaking, pro players, not so much like, GG Track or anything like that, where anyone just uploads their replays. The great thing about Spawning Tool is it's a learning resource. So, if you are students of the game and you want to learn what the pros are doing, what the pros are trending towards as far as build orders for certain matchups and things like that, you can analyze all the replays that they have on certain professional players, and you'll see stats on what kinds of build orders they do, what kinds of compositions they go for, what their strengths and weaknesses are as far as like different stages of the game, mid game, late game, all that stuff, cheese. It's a really great tool. You can learn so much from it, and they are always gracious enough to provide us with fantastic information about our players and the headliners. So you're going to be hearing from them again as far as, that Parting and Solar matchup later on. And so, all these different people have come together, as well as, of course, the awesome management of Team Gravity. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the guys, who, organize the events and have really made this happen in Techno and Beast, and getting these players, this amazing talent for you guys to be able to witness and be entertained by and to learn from as well. So big thanks to everybody involved. And then also today we have our observer Dalk, who has also been incredible. The production work he's really done. If you guys have watched Fight Night for months now, you've seen just the production values change. Like, as a caster, I don't always watch because I'm casting, but like lately, like I'll see, something happen like on my second screen, and I see all these transitions, all this fancy stuff with the name cards and things. That's Dalk. He's done a fantastic job. So, shout out to him as well. And I've been kind of casting on my own today, as you guys have noticed. Hopefully that's not too big of a problem. If it is, though, I have reinforcements. We have found our second caster today, and it's going to be this guy right here. I found him at BlizzCon. I waited 2 hours in line to get him to sign on as a co-caster for Team Gravity. and you know, he's in a pretty talkative mood here, and yeah, there it is. Look at that. He has this little speaker box inside of him, and he just randomly makes noises on a timed interval. There's no button to activate it. He just talks whenever he wants to. So I don't know how the chemistry is going to work with this probe as far as dual casting. But see, he's not even talking right now. But then, like, oh, see, there you go. You know, it's, I guess we're just going to have to get used to, you know, the back and forth here. Not quite like casting with Fear Dragon or Tempo, but we'll make it work. So, yeah, he agrees. So, yeah, we'll definitely wait on NoRegreT here to see what's going on, and I want to say hopefully he loses, but that would not be a nice thing. So hopefully, you know, hopefully there's something that can happen where everyone's happy, right? Don't want you guys to wait too long either. I guess I'll show you guys some of the rest of the swag I got from BlizzCon. That pro, by the way, was a BlizzCon exclusive, so you know, you can't get it. Sorry. All right, so he's my co-caster. You're gonna have to find your own. Some of the other swag. So I showed you guys this, the inflatable side blade, which is cool. I think I showed you just about everything actually. A Hearthstone luggage tag. I guess I'll show it again because some of you guys might have just joined the stream after. So here's the Hearthstone luggage tag. Where is it? Hearthstone luggage tag. There's not a space where you can write your battle tag though, which is surprising because you never know if like the lady at the Southwest check-in counter is a StarCraft fan, right? Then how are you supposed to, you know, hit her up on BattleNet? They should have thought of that. We have a Illidan pin. I'm not quite a pin collector kind of guy, but I know a lot of you guys out there are, so this is pretty cool. It's Illidan, the demon hunter from Warcraft. We have Cartoon Diablo keychain. This is interesting. He's got a long tongue, by the way. Wonder what he does with that. We also have a Heroes of the Storm vinyl figure. So these were supposed to be random. So they put a different one in each of these bags, which I'll show you in a sec. I know you guys have, most of you guys have probably already seen it, but I guess this one's a Heroes of the Storm one. Or maybe they all are Heroes of the Storm. It's just a different hero. There's like 12 different ones in here. I guess I have to open it to find out. But if I open it, I guess the value drops like 70% or something like that. And since I am considering selling this stuff, by the way, you guys should hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me at DrewTown and hit me up on Twitter if you want to buy this whole thing, all right? But yeah, I didn't claim this poster. I really should have. Could have claimed a free poster from the Intel booth. Too much going on. This was the catalog at their store, I think. Oh, no, this is like a map and a program guide for the whole event. Didn't really use this. I just used the app on the phone. If you have the app on the phone, you don't really need this. But I guess it's a cool keepsake. Oh, I didn't show you guys this yet. This is an Overwatch thing. I actually don't even know what this is. It's like a large disc, but yeah, Dalk is suggesting it might be a coaster. That's what I thought too, but I don't think so. It's too small. You guys probably can't tell how small it is, but I guess it fits a water bottle, maybe? So I don't know. Maybe it is a coaster. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's about it for the stuff inside the bag. I also got like some random coupons. There's like a Newegg coupon for like Rosewell branded accessories, computer accessories. You get like 20% off, but it expires today, so can't really sell that to you. Actually, I could actually I can DM you because you'd have to follow me on Twitter first. Then I can DM you the code and you can use it before midnight. So any takers, let me know. We also have this bag that I already showed a lot of you guys, the BlizzCon messenger laptop bag. It's padded, so you can put a laptop in here. But I don't usually use these kinds of things. I'm more of a briefcase kind of person or a backpack kind of person, so, you know. But I'm sure a lot of people like these because everyone was already using this as soon as they got it at BlizzCon, but I kept it in its bag. I only took it out to show you guys, so mint condition. All right, so I think that's it for all the fancy stuff. Oh, these are the other things in the bag too. This is Blizzard's shameless promotion. It's just literally it's a blank card on front that says BlizzCon. Okay, and on the back it's just all the Twitters they want you to follow. That's all it is. Just the whole card just to tell us to follow them on at Diablo, Warcraft, Starcraft, Blizz Heroes for probably Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, play Hearthstone. Who took Heart? Okay, so I'm guessing somebody already had at Overwatch and Blizzard didn't bother them about it. But who took at Hearthstone? That's what I want to know, because that person's gonna be rich. All right, and then we have that Rosewell coupon. So, oh shit, I just showed the code on screen. Don't screenshot that. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. You can take it for free if you want. And this is the Blizzard store catalog. And yeah, I told this story already, but I don't know how many of you guys are actually here. I waited 2 hours in line at the store with Fear Dragon and Zombie Grub, and that was a nice bonding moment. Who else was with us? Oh, Tempo was with us too. Yeah, just it was us, and it was just Tempo. No, I'm just kidding. I actually spent a lot of time with Tempo. He's a cool dude. Anyways, that was a great bonding session. But if I hadn't bought anything that was exclusive at the store, I would have been kind of like, this is a real big waste of time, because you could buy a lot of this stuff online. But actually, that my co-caster's exclusive, like I said, and amongst some other things in here. But not all of them were interesting to me, because like there's actually some funny things in here. Like there was like a barbecue apron for Diablo. This is like Diablo on here, and it says fresh meat. Actually, I don't think it's Diablo. I think it's the Butcher. I don't know if you guys played Diablo 3, but yeah, that's a pretty funny apron. They had this really cool mug. I actually hated Diablo 3 as a game, but I was ready to buy this mug. If you pour hot water into it, or like tea or coffee, it actually turns white. But they sold out of these, so that was disappointing. I don't know if they're going to sell these online though. Oh, they have these really cool leggings. I almost bought these. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, I was talking to Tempo about potentially doing a co-cast on Fight Night wearing these bad boys. So if you guys want that, again, let us know if this is what you want to see. Although I don't know if you can order this online, but I don't know if you guys want to see us in these hot pants. It could happen. And then what else do we have? A lot of pins. I told you again, I'm not a pin guy. The Linkin Park shirt that I'm wearing right now. Pretty cool concert. It's not just like a Linkin Park shirt. It also says like BlizzCon on the back and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see on the back. Like it says BlizzCon on it and whatever. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if that's exclusive. Overwatch. Overwatch was a huge thing at BlizzCon. I actually need to show you. I don't know where I put that hat. It's like in one of my bags somewhere. I don't feel like getting it, but the Overwatch hat is really cool because Overwatch logo is actually a logo that you can kind of wear anywhere without people looking at you like, what is with this dude? Like, because you can wear like all this Warcraft stuff, all these fantasy like drawings and things like that, and people will just be like, what is with this geek? Like, I'm surprised he's not a neckbeard or something, right? But with Overwatch, you have this really clean logo, and it works well on a lot of stuff. So they had like this sweatshirt, which they sold out of. I actually wanted it at the end. It's expensive as hell though, at $60, but it's a really cool sweatshirt. The hat is also sick. Wasn't interested in the backpack. A lot of people got that though. Like, a lot of people bought it just because of the logo. Like, this is so marketable because nobody has the beta. Like, I don't know anybody with the beta. Like, even people who are obviously more famous and important in this scene than me, they don't even have it. So very few people have played it, but people still bought the merch. Okay, so do we have an update on NoRegreT or no? Sweet. So Dalk is whispering in my ear saying that they're ready. So we're gonna go to a quick break, though. I know I just kind of like messed with you guys a little bit there. They are ready, but we're gonna go to a short break for a bit because NoRegreT probably just finished playing and whatnot. And then we are gonna get started finally with the second series. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little BlizzCon swag showcase, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and we are finally going to go into the second prelim match. $25 is on the line. It's going to be PsyStorm's NoRegreT versus Flipside Tactics puCK. So we're going to go ahead and get that lobby created and everything. The players have picked their maps, and it's a best of 5. And the first map, it appears to be Coda. So we're going to be on Coda LE for this first PvZ of the night. And both these guys should be nice and warmed up. Actually, NoRegreT is warmed up because he just played in his Dust playoff clan, where I don't know how they did, by the way. Actually, let me find out. Let me see if Bidu has upgraded the playoffs list. Nope, he hasn't. So don't know how PsyStorm's doing. I assume he lost his game, so we know that much. So nice going there, man. No, I'm just kidding. puCK has been busy playing Overwatch, I've been told by Dalk. So if that's the case, I don't know. He'll have twitchy fingers. So I guess he is the first person I know who has Overwatch beta. Lucky him, because I want it, actually. And then Dust Gaming is beating Flipside Tactics 4-2. So they're on the cusp of going to the finals, which would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty impressive. Because Flipside, as we know, is kind of taken that top crown of NA for quite a while now, at least for maybe a good part of this year. Essentially when they signed Bales and puCK to the team. But if they fall in semifinals, I don't know. Dust may be on the rise. Anyways, we're going to go right into this series right here, which is far more interesting. And because it's going to go to Game 5. That's exactly how Fight Nights always go. All right, so here we are. Coda LE game number 1 in this best of 5. First, we have here the red Zerg spawning on the upper left-hand side here, representing PsyStorm Gaming, folks. It is NoRegreT. Shots fired. Shots fired. That's all I'll say. And on the upper left or bottom left hand, it's not even left or bottom or upper. It's the it's the bottom right hand side, representing Flipside Tactics. It's the purple Protoss, the shot thrower puCK. Oh, okay, dude. All right. Sorry, that's my co-caster right there. Okay, so puCK gonna go ahead and wall with that first pylon. It's interesting. You don't usually see that. Sometimes a lot of Protoss players will throw that pylon in the back, just use their beefier buildings like the Gateway or Cyber to wall, but that is most likely not going to come into play really in this game. NoRegreT right now is just going to drone for a little bit, probably start off with a 15 hatch. He's on 14 right now, so it's decision time. Gas first, so actually maybe 14-14. So 14 gas. As soon as he rebuilds that 14 drone, we'll see if he goes ahead and waits for 200. puCK going to go ahead and send out that probe, do a little bit of scouting. So I know these two players are pretty popular in a lot of ways. And, you know, if you watch puCK stream or whatever, you're probably rooting for him, or if you're a PsyStorm fan, if you're a NoRegreT fan, you know, you're probably rooting for him. Either way, my point is you can directly support these guys if you go ahead to Matcherino right now, Matcherino.com. The link will be provided to you in chat along with the coupon code. You copy paste that in, and you're going to be able to have Matcherino donate to the prize pool for these two players on your behalf. You don't have to donate a cent if you don't want to, but you can as well. And that way, these players will see their prize increase. So donate to your favorite players, make them earn it. Matcherino.com. All right, so now we're going to have the spawning pool finish up here, and there is still no expansion yet here for NoRegreT. He's already droned up to 19. Actually, it's not all drones. It's going to be a couple of lings as well as a queen. So it's 19 supply, still no expansion, and puCK knows of this, obviously. He's been scouting with his probe the whole time, and he's wondering what the heck is he planning here. I mean, if you look at the gas from NoRegreT, there's no more being mined here. So he pulled off gas. He's not going to do some crazy one-base Baneling bust, okay? You guys, if you watch BlizzCon Grand Finals, or WCS Global Grand Finals, whatever, SOS versus Life, you saw Life go with that, you know, one-base Baneling play, right, which was kind of ballsy. and it didn't quite work out for him. That's not what NoRegreT is doing here. He does eventually go ahead and expand, but he stayed on one base for a really long time. Really long time. He has gone ahead and started researching speed, so he's on 80% done with that. And, well, I don't know. He's not going to do a big, giant one-base attack or anything like that. Just an interesting switch up in the build order, I suppose. Actually, he is going to bring some additional lings over. So I guess he'll have about 6 lings total. Another 2 on the way. So about 8 lings total. Speed will be finished. So let's see what he does here. Mothership Core is a little far away. Gets a few shots off on the lings, which are going to actually try to deny this Nexus, and they very well may be able to do that. And that's going to explain away everything that NoRegret's been doing here. If he can force the cancellation, he will. Yeah, cancellation is done. I mean, that's those lings are now essentially worth it, all just because of that action. puCK had the Sentry coming down and potentially looking to force field, you know, away some of the surface area of the Nexus, but it wasn't going to mean anything. There's just not enough lings here to really keep from getting them, you know, room to attack. So NoRegreT thinking of trying to deny again, but of course puCK has more units out now. So hey, you got the first denial. Just be happy with it. Decides to back off. We have a Stargate on the way here for puCK. Obviously, Nexus is very delayed, so he's going to have to try to do something with that Stargate to, you know, get some counter damage in. This isn't really direct damage from NoRegreT. It's more like indirect damage, but it hurts all the same. And he's going to come back with the lings again. Just a scout, really. There's not really much there he can possibly do. And you never know. I mean, if puCK is caught asleep at the wheel, the lings can sneak into the main. That'd be awesome, but not the case here. Oracle being chronoed out. It's pretty much done here, and it's gonna no doubt make a beeline over to one of NoRegret's bases. Which one will remain to be seen. And it's a second Oracle on the way as well for puCK. So second Oracle is interesting, right? I mean, it's not completely crazy for a player to go get a first Oracle out, but a second Oracle suddenly changes things. Like, this is a guy who really wants to kill drones. I mean, most of the time when you see a player make multiple units out of the starport in a PvZ, it's usually going to be, oh, will that ling get in? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. But I was going to say, usually if they make multiple units from the Stargate, it's supposed to be a Phoenix. But that's not the case here. And there aren't actually Phoenix being made anymore, or ever. It's 2 Oracles flying over to the natural right now. There's a Spore here, by the way, folks. puCK immediately has to back off with it, and he's going to have to look for another place to be able to fight this third. Not defended, but nothing to kill either. Well, we do have one Zealot warped in over here at this proxy pylon. Let's see if anything else is going to join him. Another Zealot. Shouldn't be too many warp gates back at home. There's actually 4. I take that back. Oh, NoRegreT coming with a lot of speedlings, by the way. He's cut some drones to make this happen. They're going to have to go home and defend against these Zealots, if anything. NoRegreT now on the defensive here. Tries to build a spine. Sees it canceled immediately. Now he's going to go and surround these Zealots, which should not be too tall of a task, and he's able to do a pretty good job of it. And this is kind of one of the few times, by the way, where planning an all-in yourself is actually not the worst thing in the world, because you're able to defend against harassment like this. But maybe not like this. The second this being the sentries and Zealots arriving. But those force fields, I don't know how good those were. A couple of the sentries in danger there, but looks like puCK was able to save him. And we're going to see this third actually be taken out. So scratch that. Not able to defend at all here, as puCK is able to get in some great harassment damage here on 2 base. These Oracles are proving to be very annoying, taking out at least 1 Queen already. The other 2 and 3 arriving are going to be able to force those Oracles off, but it's too late as the third base is gone. And puCK doing some great damage here. Really, really nice. And we're going to see NoRegreT looking for answers now as he's stuck back on 2 bases. Not sure if he's going to just continue making lings and hydras here even, or just actually try to go back and make a third base. But we're going to have these lings surround the sentries on the back. That's a very good surround there by NoRegreT, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered as far as trying to stop this attack. Of course, puCK still has his proxy pylon. He's going to keep warping in units, but without those sentries, this is much more manageable for NoRegreT. He's going to be able to clean this up. So there goes that attack finally. And a puck, unfortunately, running out of energy. They're not able to zone out those lings from being able to kill off the sentries. So Void Ray now out for puck. I believe this is more just an Overlord sniper than anything. Doesn't look like he's going to commit to air in any way. He is actually going to throw down, or have thrown down, I guess, a Twilight Council here. So could be a transition into Blink, and more Blink and sentries here for puck. Gateway units, I would think. We'll see, though. He does have a Robo, so that could come into play for something beyond detection, which he's already made, so we'll see. But yeah, there it is. There's the Blink being started right now. NoRegreT, the Ling King he is, sending out a lot of Speedlings again to the bottom, as well as Hydras. So he's bringing over some Hydras as well. He's looking to make a timing attack. I mean, he lost that third base. That sets him back light years, so he needs to find a way to do the same to puck so that he can even things out. Because look at this. Being behind in supply, 76 to 83 supply blocked, I might add, thanks to the Void Ray, with 37 drones. That's not going to cut it, so he needs to take this out. He needs to deny it. That's the word I was searching for. Looks like he will be able to, actually. I don't see puck coming out here to try to contest that. So, hey, NoRegreT getting in some damage of his own, and he has to be pretty happy with it. That still doesn't account for the supply difference. He's still fairly behind. He tried to go for that Ling all in, and it just blew up in his face. I thought he'd manage it better, but, you know, the sentries of puck came right after I said those words, and then, well, that changed everything. If it's just, you know, random zealots, hey, like, that number of Lings can handle that easily, but, well, the third is back up here now for NoRegreT, so momentarily he is up on bases, the way things should have been in the first place, as far as EVP goes. Puck right now going to retake the third himself, and we're going to see these Oracles come back around to third base and harass these drones. There's only two here, though. No spores, so they're certain to die if puck were to go after them. And he will. So a couple of those drones taken out, leave right before the Hydras arrive. The natural, I mean, no Hydras there, but of course, Spore, Queen, those are going to serve very well to deny these Oracles. I presume the main base will have them as well. So the Oracles can't find too many opportunities there beyond those first two drones, but just the mere existence and threat of them is going to kind of, you know, keep NoRegreT on edge. There's no question about that. NoRegreT right now continuing to add on to that Hydra Ling unit composition, +2 attack on the way, and same for actually both players, +2 attack for both NoRegreT and puck. So you know, they're keeping up with each other as far as the upgrades, the quality. Quantity, though, still in puck's favor. 122 to 106 supply, 57 workers to 48. Puck is just cruising right now. I mean, I say this only because Zerg in this situation, in the mid game, is supposed to be up by at least 20 supply. That's just kind of how the races are balanced. And really, when you're behind, even if you're even, that's already kind of a rough situation. But when you're behind, that's not a good place to be at 15 or 16 minutes. This Void Ray is just all by its lonesome self going after those Hydras. That was a free donation there from puck, but he probably doesn't care about him anymore, I guess, if he doesn't have any more Void Rays or more Overlords to kill. But he's got some other units to make up for it. He's got these two Colossi, and I don't see what NoRegreT has here to easily handle it. I mean, when you deal with, as a Zerg player, if you deal with an opponent with Colossus, Vipers are huge, right? Vipers are absolutely important. And on an army like this, where it's all range, essentially, I mean, you have Stalkers, which are highly ranged units. Colossus, no question. Blinding Cloud is critical. And you can easily nullify a Protoss army with that unit. But NoRegreT is just not in an economic position, or tech position, really, to be able to get that. Tries to do a run-by on this third base. 2 cannons will make sure that doesn't get very far. And NoRegreT may actually be... Oh, this is his base. I thought he was going to make an attack on pucks for a second. No, he's trying to defend his base here. Moving forward, 3 Colossus first. Try to draw in a small number of Roach Hydra to be picked off. NoRegreT pulls him back in time. And puck here, not ready to push in just yet. He's not leading by a huge amount in supply anymore here. And NoRegreT, in the meantime, has actually geared up a sandwich, except it's never going to happen thanks to those force fields. Doesn't matter how nice your setup is if puck just says, okay, you know, to heck with that one side, force fielding him out. Again, doing the same with the sentries, force fielding out that half of the sandwich. And look at this group of units on the right side just being massacred here by puCK's death ball. And divide and conquer indeed. Now we're going to see the Roaches coming from behind. They're going to try to go after the Colossus. The Colossus will be able to walk away in time, strutting to victory. GG from NoRegreT. puCK takes game number 1. So puCK threw out some shots in the beginning of game 1, and he backed up his words there. He backed up his words, but it's far from over. That's only game 1. And if history's any indication, we'll probably go to game 5, for better or worse. So, anyways, for now, though, puCK is going to be cruising into game 2 with a nice victory. We'll see how NoRegreT responds as far as map, as far as strategy. And, you know, this game, the issues are kind of easier to pinpoint, right? I mean, NoRegreT wanted to do his patented Ling all in, essentially, on 3 bases. And puCK just hard countered it. You know, came with that 4-gate pressure. Started off with the Oracle, then came with the 4-gate pressure, and then started really wrecking havoc on NoRegreT. The sentries came in, and then that just sort of put everything in place for the Protoss victory. So that was Coda LE. Let's find out what map number 2 is going to be. It's going to be Terraform. So another 2-player map. And we'll see if NoRegreT's pick here is going to serve him well. Actually, it's not loser pick. They do AB, AB, something like that for the map picks, but whatever. It's Terraform. Let's see how NoRegreT can do. So just remind you guys, don't forget to go to Matcherino. Awesome service where you can crowdfund and support your favorite streamers and players. And so far, let me double check exactly what the situation is here. Wow, $24 donated already. Just like that. Already eclipsing the previous mark of 23 for Hitman versus Uthermal. So you guys are awesome for coming out here and doing that. And that's just how awesome the situation is. Matcherino just donates for you. You don't even need to put up your own money. Although you should too. Just saying. All right, game number 2, Terraform LE. Let's find out where everybody is. On the upper left-hand side is going to be the purple Protoss player representing Flipside Tactics, currently up 1-0. It is puCK. And on the lower right-hand side is the Red Zerg for Psystorm Gaming. Down 0-1. It is NoRegreT. So down 0-1 means he probably lost 2 games in a row now, because he had to have lost in the Dust Clan War to be finally able to play for us. So I don't know. I mean, StarCraft is all about momentum. It's a mental thing too, you know? Like you lose, you know, some games in a row and you just have to move on. You have to have a short memory in that aspect and just kind of move on to the next game, because you know that that is a new game, has no bearing on the last one. Or the last one, rather, has no bearing on it. And then make that comeback. That's what everyone does on Fight Night. So if you can't do it, I don't know what to say, man. You guys saw the first series. Hitman versus Uthermal. He was up 2-0. He was looking like he was the NA god all over again in WCS Premier. But, you know, a couple mistakes kind of get the ball rolling in the opponent's favor, and suddenly the comeback is real. So never give up, not on Team Gravity Fight Night. And look at this. There's that forward 15 hatchery expansion in the gold base. I'm not someone who follows NoRegreT nonstop and watches him stream all the time. I mean, I'm not the expert on NoRegreT whatsoever at all. But I know that this is what he does. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I remember hearing people talk about you know, getting ready for him in a clan war, and they're saying, yeah, let's like metagame NoRegreT on Terraform LE. He's gonna go for that cold base expansion. So, hey, I don't know if puCK's doing that too. We'll see, but there it is. There's that gold base expansion, and you know, there's definitely some strategic advantage to that. You know, obviously it's far, and not so easy to defend if you're playing an opponent who's going to be aggressive about dealing with it. But of course, the advantages come from having the golden economy, having the ability for your reinforcements to arrive more quickly if you do a 2 or early 3 base timing attack. And also your creep spread just gets a nice fat head start, right? So puCK said earlier in game number 1, I hope your creep spread's better than last time. This is kind of one way to address that. So a few drones being transferred out, that's, I guess, another disadvantage of this, where your workers kind of have a longer ways to go if you are rallying them from the main. But in short order, the extra mining provided by minerals should be able to make up for it. Speed's on the way for NoRegreT. puCK, on the other hand, he's going to get started at that wall with the forge. It looks like he's gone ahead with a gateway expand here. So, just trying to not fall behind with that gateway tech despite the need for a forge on the low ground. And he's just going to go ahead and get that wall going. Cannon coming up. You cannot skimp on those when you deal with NoRegreT, especially if you know this is coming. I don't know if puCK does, but there are lings on the way already, just huffing and puffing their way over. And puCK is going to be on the defensive very soon. Speaking of lings, by the way, they're actually, I didn't show you guys this in that BlizzCon catalog. There's actually, they sold Zergling slippers. So they're like these little plushy slippers you wear, obviously, on your feet. And they have wings, too. They're like speedlings. They're speedling slippers, not regular slowling slippers. So I don't know if they make you go faster, but I didn't buy them. That's all I'll say. All right, so a queen makes his way over here. Why is that? I do not know. Maybe we'll see a transfuse on one speedling. But they are going to go ahead and surround that first zealot, who finds himself a little bit out of position there. Queen is going to try to zone out that mothership core, and to a certain extent it can. But I don't know if NoRegret's going to continue trying over here. Oh, he's going to go Baneling Nest. Well, he is going to continue trying here. Because the question was, how's he going to get through with all these cannons and stuff? And, he's going to need something more than speedlings. Well, here it is. It's going to be 5 Banelings on the way here. And let's see what he tries to target down. That's, that's kind of a big choice here for him. He's going to go for that pile in the center, easily force fielded out by puCK. And just like that, these Banelings are just not connecting at all. I guess it connected into the gateway, which even if that went down, there's still 2 cannons in the back. So far, this is not working out for NoRegreT at all here. He's going to have to come up with a better answer than this. These 2 Banelings are just waddling their way back home. Maybe NoRegreT will try to transition now. Yeah, he's starting to drone a little bit here. He is a little behind momentarily on the worker count, 27, 26 to 32. Numbers dropping because he's probably building buildings. He had 2 extractors at a time. And, he's just going to go ahead and tech. There's the lair on the way. So, you kind of just have to understand when the window is closed and you have to try something else. You can't just keep ramming your head into that wall, because you're just going to hurt yourself even more. So it is what it is. These lings are going to go search around this third base, find that there isn't one. Would be kind of crazy if puCK were to have somehow snuck in a third base expansion through all this, right? You're like, you're barely holding on. Well, actually, that's not even true at all. He held on fairly easily, but basically, you're trying to hold it all in. You're not really, going to sneak out a third base, but whatever. You got the lings out, might as well check for it, right? So puCK, just going ahead and doing his thing. He's happy with how things went in the early game. He's going to start putting on some harassment of his own, ideally, with that Warp Prism popping very shortly. He's got the Twilight Council on the way as well. So Blink may be on his mind again. It served him well in game number 1, so in game 2, why not go with that as well? So we did see the lair finish up for NoRegreT. It's not going to be Mutas, though. He's going to go for Hydra first. And last game, he went for that Ling Hydra unit composition. Eventually, he brought in Roaches as well, but of course, it didn't matter in the end. This time around, he's seemingly doing the same thing. Same order, I guess you can say. Hydralisk Den about to finish up. No Roach yet. He may add that on later. And, that does appear to be his unit composition of choice against Protoss, which is perfectly reasonable. I mean, Roach Hydra is almost the staple. I mean, you can go for mutas, but generally speaking, the Zergs don't go for mutas until they max out on the Roach Hydra first, and then they try to tech switch. But, you can't really just go for meters right off the bat. Oh man, this is that cliched attack. Drop in the main base, force field you out, and look at that. This Hydralisk Den is going down. Oh man, NoRegreT is just really not having a fun time in this game, or even the previous one here. His all-in failed spectacularly. Now he loses his Hydralisk Den. Oh no, he actually didn't. What am I talking about? puCK wasn't able to clean that up. I guess the drone pull scared him off, as well as the Hydras. But had that Hydralisk Den went down, that would have been kind of rough, right? But NoRegreT actually was able to save it. So, hey, credit to him. That actually is one big thing that went right for him. The one big concern I have for him, though, is that really low drone count. It was on 35 until just now, and that's not really acceptable here. You got to fix that. I understand that, you know, you do have to keep some kind of pace with puCK as far as unit production, because puCK is in a position now where he can harass you, but this is a lot of Lings here and Banes. Like, NoRegreT is sacrificing so much economy to be able to get this going, and he has to make it work. Because if that first all-in failed, and your second all-in fails, that's 0-2. So really, NoRegreT here needs to just make sure he gets the most out of these Lings and Banes. So, and Hydras as well. 44 drones now. To NoRegreT's credit, puCK is only on 40-something workers as well. But he's trying very hard to get that third up, which NoRegreT denied twice just now. Warp Prism making its way back to the main base, it appears. Probably will be seeing a proxy warp in within. And NoRegreT has all his units outside, by the way. Everything is outside right now. This is actually a pretty sizable army here. It's bigger than what puCK has, 68 to 49. So, hey, this could actually do some damage. Look how many force fields were just expended. I mean, he still has quite a bit of energy, but that's a lot of force fields just to deal with Lings at a base that doesn't even exist. And so puCK here is now in between a rock and a hard place, because there's 2 prongs worth of units here for NoRegreT. Kind of weird. Banelings on the low ground being force fielded out. And Hydras are going to try to do as much DPS as they can, but no, they can't manage to do it. Those Banelings did nothing. HH. Not even a GG. Everything going wrong for NoRegreT this game, to the point where his fingers were shifted 1 key to the right, and he pressed HH instead. Oh, man, that was not good for him at all. I mean, you know, it's the curious decision already to go for Banelings. I mean, no doubt because he just wanted to bust puCK's wall, but, you know, he stuck to that unit composition, and it just, with force fields, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Those Banelings just didn't really stand a chance at all. So puCK able to basically deal with that second timing attack, and he's currently up 2-0. So, hey, we find ourselves back at a familiar place. It was 2-0 between Hitman and Euthermal. So could a comeback be in the works once again? I don't know. But I might have to ask my co-caster. What do you think? He thinks there could be a comeback. I don't know. But then again, he's Protoss, so why would he want that, right? He'd want puCK to win, I would expect. So, yeah. We'll see. So, we're going to be trying to set up that third game. Iron Fortress LE is going to be that map. And, I almost dropped him, and then he yelled at me. That's what happened. This is kind of a weird setup. I'll show you guys how this thing works later. Anyways, Iron Fortress LE game number 3. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. This is match point, ladies and gentlemen. This player is up 2-0, and it's on to the other guy to try to stop the bleeding, because that's going to be a lot of money lost. So, on the upper right-hand side of Iron Fortress LE is the purple Protoss playing for Flipside Tactics. It is puCK. And on the other side, we have the red Zerg player. Upper left, for Psystorm Gaming, it is NoRegreT. So right now, we are up to $25 here, and on matchareno.com. So you guys are definitely bringing it here today, man. Very nice, very nice. Actually, was it at 25 earlier? I think it was. I don't think it's changed. Come on, guys, show your support. Enter those coupon codes for free Matcherino is providing the money today, man. That's right. They are catering this event, so you definitely want to chow down. Why waste the opportunity to support your favorite players? And look at this, man. I just want to give a shout out to puCK Gaming. Everybody has seen that awesome YouTube video, man. puCK Gaming. I don't know if he's streamed lately. If let us know, dude. I don't know if you're on a Zubu TV, with an account, but please sign in and tell us what you've been up to lately. Hilarious streamer, and that rage video of him destroying that keyboard or whatever it was on YouTube. I hope somebody can link that in chat. But anyhow, let's see what's going on in this game. So we got a 15 hatchery here for NoRegreT in a normal position, I might add. Now that I think about it, I don't know if puCK ever actually saw the natural last game. I don't think he did. I mean, eventually, when he harassed with the Warp Prism attack, he saw the third base in what usually is the natural on Terraform, but I don't think if he knew that that was his third base or even cared. I think puCK was, it's possible puCK could just think like, okay, I know he's taking that gold, whatever, and just not even ever have to see it, and clearly it didn't matter to him. I don't know. We'll have to ask him, but either way, I don't think he actually physically confirmed its existence, which is pretty funny. Anyways, 15 hatch. Oh, more than just that. It's a 3 hatch before pull here for NoRegreT. So he's going really crazy with a greed here. And puCK, I don't know if he saw the timing of that pull, actually. Let me go and double check for you guys. Yeah, he did. He did see the timing of the pull. So you know what? If he saw that pull go down as late as it did, he knows it's a 3 hatch before pull. There's just no other explanations. And given that that's the case, ball's kind of in his court now to decide what to do about it. He is, interestingly, having his probe patrolling this location right here. Makes me wonder if he wants to build something with it. We'll find out. Otherwise, for him back at home, he has expanded. It's a gateway expand for him. And we have a cybernetics core on the way. So pretty normal here for puCK. Nothing out of the ordinary, as he is just going to continue vibrating back and forth with this probe. And, yeah, it's pretty mesmerizing, isn't it? Back in NoRegreT, he has speed started right now. Of course, that's going to come a little late, given his decision to go with the 3 hatch before pull. Mothership core on the way for puCK right now. And it's always it's an interesting decision as Protoss when you see your opponent play, the ultimate greed style like we see from NoRegreT. I mean, are you tempted to really switch up your game plan, your build order that you might be more comfortable with just to punish that 3 hatch before pull? And even if you do that, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can take an earlier third, which is more economical decision, but it's also hard to manage because the Zerg's going to get out units faster than you, and then you're going to have to hold your third, right, with less. And then the other option, of course, is to just do an all-in and make it a really early one, right? Because if you kind of just sit on 2 bases and derp your way through the early game, you're giving a lot of time for Zerg to drone up to 50, 60, 70, and then they just start pumping out units en masse. You might trade, evenly with that first army, that first wave. The problem is they have a second wave and a third wave coming, and you have nothing. So, again, it's not an easy decision to make. We see puCK staying on 2 base for the time being, going to add on a robo facility right now. And he's making sentries. So, it could very well be a robo sentry timing that, so many Protosses will do. And especially in HOTS. And, speaking of that, this is, the last fight night for Heart of the Swarm. So I can't wait to see what variation of Immortal Sentry shows up in Legacy, if that's going to be at all the case. But, you have so many different options for Protoss and Legacy, like Adepts and things like that. So, I don't know. We could be looking at very different unit compositions. So, just look at this right now. What you're seeing here, it's nostalgia. It's gonna change. Things will change, for sure. So we got some Lings just kind of roaming around outside puCK's territory there, just keeping an eye out for when a third will come. If there's no third to be placed within the next minute, then NoRegreT knows he needs to play on the defensive. Warp Gates transforming. We have Robotics Bay finishing up here, and not so much Immortals. So actually, I think puCK is trying to go right into Colossus, and he's going to, with that Warp Prism, be looking to do some harassment. I mean, even whether or not to drop like last game, whether or not just, coming with the army to provide reinforcements through the Warp in. Warp Prism usually is going to be used in aggressive situations. You don't just make a Warp Prism to have it sit around. So looks like it's going to be serving as a medevac of sorts. It's going to fly its way over to NoRegreT's base, that third base, I think, perhaps even further, and then just drop some Zealots in, warp in some new units. Let's see how well this goes. There's some Roaches here ready to intercept these Zealots as they drop. They are going to be able to take out a Queen. There's still a second one here, though. Obviously, killing Queens is nice, but there's still one left here for NoRegreT to go ahead and issue the injects when necessary. puCK backs off. Still on 2 base, I have to say. And, I was kind of talking about this. You can stay on 2 base forever against a Zerg that plays as greedy as NoRegreT, but then eventually NoRegreT is going to be able to get up that worker count to the point where he will start having the capability of overwhelming you. And puCK is kind of running the risk of that here. NoRegreT is taking a 4th base here, so he's not fully cut drones and gone straight into the pumping out units phase yet. But he is working on a lot of tech here. We got +1 attack, ranged attack for the Roaches, Glial Reconstitution for speed, Burrow as well, and puCK in the meantime still on 2 bases. I think he wants to take a 3rd. He's trying to go ahead and clear that with his army group, which we're seeing quite a few of those Zerglings run off here as puCK is able to send them away. In the meantime, though, we have a warp in the main base, a lot of units being warped in at NoRegreT's main, and really this is obviously annoying for NoRegreT, but he has the units necessary in here to defend. He's going to lose a couple drones at it. puCK is just focusing those down right here. 7 workers killed in total by puCK this game, compared to 3 from NoRegreT. Warp Prism actually going to drop some of those Zealots to take out the Queens, so puCK is making the most of this drop here. Fair, he's going to take out another Queen too. Wow. There goes your injects for a while, NoRegreT, as he is going to have to try to remake that Queen, but he can't even do it yet until the Burrow finishes. So that's going to be quite a bit of delay here in his macro, at least from that main base. Going to be suffering a lack of larva for a bit. And oh no. puCK now is flying towards his 4th base. Now realizes it's here. He's going to be able to drop here and harass it too. So, well, instead of coming home to defend, NoRegreT's going to go ahead and do a big counter here, okay? He's going to force the cancellation on that 3rd base. He's going to have a big army with all of this, by the way. It is essentially massive. 168 all Roaches with +1 attack, with Glial Reconstitution, as well as Burrow. This is going to be a nightmare for puCK to deal with as he's trying to whittle down this 4th base. We'll be able to get it. The Queens won't be able to defend it in time. Now, NoRegreT, though, is going for the real prize, doing a full surround on that army with those Roaches. Not enough force fields to go around there to be able to give those Colossus time to take out the army. And puCK recalls. I mean, because it got to the point where he was defending nothing. That 3rd was long gone. So you're kind of stuck there in a disadvantageous position for what, right? So he backs off. And NoRegreT is containing puCK now on 2 bases. Granted, he just lost his 4th, which he can't be happy about. But hey, he's got a massive supply lead right now. He can easily retake that 4th, should he choose to do so. Looks like right now he's more focused on preparing himself for a potential tech switch here. He has dropped down a Spire. So, if he loses these Roaches in an upcoming battle, we'll probably be seeing a massive amount of mutas being produced. Otherwise, for now, just going to go ahead and continue rolling with the Roach. It bears mentioning here that we're not seeing additional upgrades come out of NoRegreT right now. And he isn't starved of resources. He can certainly afford it because he's almost maxed here and he's not really spending what he has. So he could easily get +2 attack if he wanted to. The fact that he's not indicates, number 1, he's very confident in his supply lead against puCK. So he's not really tripping about not having the upgrades. Number 2, he realizes puCK is so behind on bases. He's only on 2 bases. He can't afford upgrades right now. I mean, he can barely even keep up in supply. How can he possibly afford the upgrades? And number 3, if he doesn't even want to commit to Roach long-term anyways and wants to do a Muta switch, he's not even really concerned about getting that upgrade advantage. So, well, let's see if that's going to serve him well, because puCK is starting to push out here with this big army. This is the 2-base all-in of 2-base all-ins, man. It's not really that impressive, to be honest. 133 supply, but we've seen miracles happen with Colossus and choke points when the Zerg doesn't quite have the air units to deal with Colossus just yet. So we'll see if NoRegreT can make sure he takes the right battle, because otherwise, suddenly puCK could be on his way to an all-in victory. So we'll see. NoRegreT right now trying to rearrange his roaches as best as he can. The burrow's not really doing him any favors. There is detection here with puCK's army, and puCK realizes that the burrow is a real threat, so he's actually going to go ahead and grab a second observer as well, just in case the first one gets lost or something. Here we go. Force fields zoning out those roaches. They're going to burrow underneath and try to move their way into this army and try to essentially pop up right on top of the stalkers. Not going to do it, though, actually. NoRegreT decides to back off, and in the process, that leads them losing quite a bit of roaches, guys. Let's see what NoRegreT decides to finally commit to unburrowing on top of this. There we go, surrounding quite a few of these stalkers. They get off some good pickoffs there, and NoRegreT will burrow once again through these force fields. So they take out quite a few of those stalkers. Not sure if it was worth it, though. There's a lot of DPS in puCK's ball here, and he's able to wipe out a lot of those roaches every single time they are floating underneath them back and forth. This 4th base, or 3rd, I guess, from NoRegreT is under siege. We're going to see the forward blink here from puCK trying to blink on top of these roaches. Big quantity advantage here for puCK, as he is able to surround that half of the army. And now he's going to take care of the second half, and just really not synchronized here in that attempt here from NoRegreT. And he's going to actually go ahead and GG here and gives puCK the congratulations. So much for that comeback, right? puCK going ahead and 3-0ing NoRegreT in this match. So it is what it is, man. A very rare shutout on Fight Night. Managed to happen on Fight Night 38. So, hey, congrats to him. And that prize pool went up to $27 from Matcherino. So that's 27 on top of the 25 from Team Gravity. It is our normal prize pool. So yeah, nice chunk of change there for puCK. So congrats to him. And well, that's that. So we're going to be moving on to that match you guys have been waiting for all night. All those delays, all that random discussion about Dust League, about my toys from BlizzCon. It's all going to culminate in Tasia versus Solar, ladies and gentlemen. The best of 7 to close out the final fight night of Hero of the Swarm. I'm not combine that Heart of the Swarm, guys. But yeah, I think it's time for a break for me, so I can stop making these random errors. And we're going to come back very shortly with the highlight match of today. So I'll be right back.